Hello everyone, Dr. Suneel Dhand, internal medicine physician. Welcome to another video. I'd like to think those of you who follow me here do so because you want open, honest debate. You don't want things shoved in your face. You're utterly disgusted and fed up with our totally corrupted mainstream media who throws propaganda at you all day, and you just want to get the facts. You want to interpret them yourself, logically and rationally, and draw your own sensible conclusions. On that note, I want to give you an update on a story that I first reported on 2 weeks ago in my video. A very sad topic indeed, larger numbers of teenagers dying suddenly. And I made the video because I get a lot of questions. People send me emails with these very sad stories and they ask me what I think. I shared with you some tragic stories that were reported in the media, and I went over some data from the UK government on teenage deaths. And I shared with you this table here. And as I said in my last video, this appeared to be the latest data up until 2020. And I did request that if anybody had more recent data to please share that with me. And a big thank you to Andrew, Nicholas, and Leo, you know who you are, who sent me emails with links to the latest data. And it is not easy to find by any stretch of the imagination. You have to go on the UK government website, you have to dig around, you have to click in various different places, you have to put filters on, you have to download the data, and then do the calculations yourself. Talk about a difficult task that should be on display for everybody to see on their website. Nevertheless, I don't want to make the perfect the enemy of the good, because at least the United Kingdom keeps this type of data. And as I've said many times before, the United States has absolutely atrocious data collection. It is a disgrace. And there may be many good things about the United States of America, but data collection isn't one of them. It is simply too fragmented, and we can't get this type of data in the US. So we have to rely on these smaller European countries like the United Kingdom that keep accurate data. So anyway, I went online, I did the digging around, I did the calculations, and here is an update to the previous table. Let's remind ourselves of the table that reported data up until 2020. Here it is here. And the number for 15 to 19-year-olds who died in 2021 is 830. And the number for 2022 is 833. So you can see that they are among the highest reported number of deaths over the last few years. And actually, when I calculated the 5-year average up until 2020, and then you look at the numbers for 2021 and 2022, it is an 11% increase in teenage deaths between the ages of 15 to 19. Remember, I'm looking at those specifically. I can certainly talk about the other age groups in a different video, but for 15 to 19-year-olds, mortality has increased by 11%. That is a staggering number. And when I looked at 2023, obviously half the year has gone, we are well on the way of getting to a similarly tragic high number. So let's ask ourselves what is going on here. Why this increase, supposedly after the acute phase of the pandemic? What is going on? Well, if you look at the UK government website, you see a brief report. I will share the links with you down below to the websites that I'm talking about. But they actually talk about many different issues, including jab safety, and they say there are no concerns about that. And then they also talk about the mental health issue, mental health crises which are occurring across the Western world. And we all know that the effects of lockdowns were particularly bad for younger people. So they talk about that here, including suicides. I'm sure drug use could have also been involved. But let's take a step back and think about all of the issues here, because we know that lockdowns, remember the lockdowns were much more severe in the United Kingdom and strict than they were in other countries like the United States. But what other factors could be coming into play apart from mental health issues? Let's think more logically and rationally here. Let's take a step back. You have a situation where more teenagers are dying. Now, some people might say, well, population increases with time. Has the population of the UK really increased a lot since 2020 in the 2 years, 2021 and 2022? I'm not sure about that, especially if you're talking about large numbers of people succumbing during the pandemic. So I'm not sure that is a factor for teenagers dying. What about the virus itself, the pandemic virus? Well, if you go to the UK government website, you can actually use a filter to see how many teenagers have died of the virus. And it is a handful. It certainly doesn't account for these larger numbers. Could it be anything else to do with our pandemic response? We have to think about all of these factors. because larger numbers of teenagers dying is such an absolute tragedy. It deserves way more attention, and I'm sorry for the fact that this data wasn't easy to obtain. The UK government should publish a table similar to the initial table so everybody can see these numbers and even touch upon other age groups as well, which I can certainly talk about in the future. Thanks everyone for listening. What a sad topic. Let me know your thoughts down below. Dr. Suneel Dhand. Hit the like button if you like this video and the bell button for more similar videos in the future. Also check out my online course and my Uncensored platform. Those links are down below. Remember, huge swathes of healthcare and medicine are unfortunately completely and utterly corrupt. And one of the best things you can do for your health and your family's health is to take charge of your own health. Make the right decisions every day. Eat the right foods, stay away from ultra-processed, horrible fake foods, eat real foods, exercise, work on any stress in your life, sleep an adequate amount, all the pillars of good physical and mental health. Keep that in mind so you have the best possible chance of staying away from mainstream medicine and doctors and not becoming a statistic. Thanks everyone again. We will talk again very soon.